everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California, and welcome to another planting with Jewelyn. It is a beautiful, perfect weekend here in Santa Monica, and I have about 9 days at home, and I've been doing a lot of plant shopping for my birthday plant hauls, and I've been having a lot of fun repurchasing a lot of plants along the way as well. If you've been keeping up with the channel, then you know from time to time I do repurchase plants that I already have in the collection, whether it's because I adore the plant so much that I want more of it, or because I found maybe a larger plant of the plant that I already have in the collection, and maybe I may group it up together and restyle it in a bigger planter, or maybe just style them in separate places in my home. In this video, I wanted to focus on my Banto Sensation. This is one of my favorite Sansevierias in my collection, and I will bring up my original one here so you can see the size difference. I've had this Banto Sensation for a while, and when I come across this plant, if I do, it's very rare, and the condition of the plant is not in the greatest condition. Yesterday I came across this amazing Banto Sensation, and I think since I purchased this one, which I got in Pasadena a while ago, I probably had this one for over a year. I have seen the Banto Sensation here in California here and there, but it's definitely on the rare side, and if you do come across of it, it is very expensive. Sound off in the comments down below if you've ever come across the Banto Sensation in your area of the world, and do you consider it rare, expensive, or is it a common plant? It's definitely one of the plant babies that I will invest in if I come across of it. The condition of it is not that bad, but before I do any other plantings with all of the new plants into the space, I wanted to go ahead and take this out, which I've done recent in a previous Sansevieria video. Cool thing about Sansevierias is they're easy propagators. They propagate by separating them at the root ball. I have so many plants to plant up in the upcoming days before I leave, but before I do anything, I wanted to take this plant out, take a look at the root system, take it apart, and restyle it and incorporate my old Sansevieria Banto Sensation with my new one. And I do have 2 planters here empty that I'm gonna try to figure out which one styles best with my new baby and my old baby combined together. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever repurchased a plant that you already have in your collection because you love the plant so much, or maybe because you came across a bigger plant and you just couldn't pass up and say no. I'm definitely guilty of that, and certain plants that I do repurchase in the collection, I'll maybe just style them separately because maybe the color is slightly different, the pattern is slightly different, or it just kind of works out that way to just have them separated instead of together. But I definitely want to incorporate my old one with my new one, but I want to see the condition of the root system, and of course I want to see the condition of the soil. I don't know how long this Sansevieria was living at the nursery, and I do see some parts of the plant that is concerning me, a little browning at the bottom of certain sections, so that's kind of concerning me to take out this plant and see what's going on without damaging the plant. I'm almost there. There we go. Okay, I am not mad at the soil. It's in pretty good condition. I probably will add some worm castings in it to spruce it up, and then let's take a look at the root ball and what's going on here. So this is one of my favorite things to do with Sansevierias when I purchase them, is take a look at the root system right away and then make my decisions on how I want to style them, and then check out to see what I'm dealing with. One section here. Now I see some concerning sections here. Here's another one, and this looks like it was a cutting if you take a look here. But this is going to be your easiest way to propagate, is by separating it at the root ball. And if you don't have that option, then you can go ahead and just take leaf cuttings, callus them over. I've done that numerous times on the channel, and they'll eventually root up. So say for instance, if you just maybe came across a small Sansevieria and you wanted more, and you can't propagate by separating it at the root system, you can always get a leaf and then cut it into multiple sections and callus it up, root it that way, and then it'll eventually give you new growth. So that's another section here. I'm gonna take that off just because the way how it's growing. This is a section that is kind of concerning to me, so take a look at that. There's some browning here that makes me really worried. And let's take a look at this, what's going on here. Okay, interesting to see what's going on in this planter. So this is all connected. One section here. So take a look at that. And then there's some browning here too that's also concerning me, here and here. So I'm gonna watch that. You could do several things with this section that's browning like this. You could either cut it, get rid of the browning section, which I might do just because it's bothering me. Just clean it up. And then what you can do is save the top section. So let's do that while I have this here. So let's cut here. I'm gonna callus this over, then I don't have to worry about that. Let's see, can you fit in this planter? No, you are huge. I hit the pause button for 30 minutes to kind of regroup my thoughts, to do a switch out because of the root system of the Sansevieria. The planter that I wanted to put it in was too small. So I did a switch out and I now have this planter freed up for the banto, and I'll share with you what was in it. I had my philodendron in it. As you see, the root ball is not that big, so it was easy for me to make a decision to switch it out. But the problem was that planter that it was in was stuck in the metal plant stand, and I had to really empty it out and then kick it out of the planter with my feet. It was a situation that stressed me out. These two fit together perfectly, but it was so snug and fit, I had to empty out this planter, turn this thing upside down. I had to kick the planter out like it was wedged in there. So I'm glad that's over with. I'm glad I was able to move this into a smaller planter because the Sansevieria won't fit in this size. And then let's see what it looks like with this taller planter. I'm just looking around before I make my final decision. I think this is going to be the planter. Whew. That was crazy. Will you fit in here? I think so. I think it's gonna be a go. I'm gonna make it fit. Whoa. Whew. I mixed the soil it came with mine, plus a scoop of worm casting in it. And then also for the philodendron that I took out, I mixed the soil it was in with a little bit of worm castings because it was in front of me and I could at least do that for the plant. So hopefully it's not mad I did that switch out, but that's what happens when I don't have a bigger planter. I will do switch outs, especially like if a plant is not doing that good, then it definitely can be moved into something different. So this is my time where I can kind of figure out how I want it styled. I want it a little bit more up. I don't have a shorter planter height wise, so I'm just working with what I have, and I'm just gonna have a lot of soil under it to have it the height I want. I'm just putting my old one in between my new, and they're just gonna all blend together. That really made me break out a sweat here. Don't want anybody to... That looks good. There's a piece here that's actually browning. I'm gonna take it out. This is concerning me right here. So there's some browning here. I'm gonna callus it over, cut off the brown section, callus this over, and yeah, start all over, because once I see a browning in it, that makes me nervous. The whole thing will, like, eventually the rot will go up and then the whole section will be bad. So if I can take care of that now and try to save the plant, I will. But that's the cool thing about plant life, is that you can do things like that. Okay, I want to make sure that the babies have space to grow. And then I can tuck my new and my old together. There we go. That works out perfect. Okay, let the filling begin. So my old baby blends in perfectly with the new baby. And the 3 cuttings that I made from the parts that were doing bad, I'm gonna callus that over, and then in a couple of days I'm just gonna let it live in the greenhouse, and then it'll root up in the greenhouse. And those cuttings I can always sell, trade, or gift. Yeah, that was stressful to get this planter out. I was glad I was able to put the philodendron that was in this planter into something else right away. As I gear up to film my summer plant tour, I will go through the collection and look at the plant babies to see if they need to be shifted into a smaller home. I'll do that, or a bigger home. And especially since I have a lot of plants new to the collection, I will do switches like that to accommodate the new plant babies, and of course not forget about the old ones. And a lot of the times, a lot of my new plant babies grow and they need bigger homes. So I think all the sections I went through with the plant that I want to keep, because I don't see any sounds of browning, I think I'm happy with the decision. Okay. That looks good, my old with my new. Alright you guys, that is going to wrap up another planting with Jewelyn. I just wanted to focus on my bento sensation, combining my old with my new and going through the plant. I also wanted to share with you the 3 sections that I decided to take from the new mother plant because of the browning. And anytime I do see browning in Sansevierias, they stress me out, because I know in time the whole plant will rot. So if you take a look at here, all 3 sections were rotting. This is definitely the perfect time for me to catch something like this and cut from the plant. So these are gonna callus over, and then I will put them in the greenhouse in soil, and in time it'll root up and give me new growth. So I'm not mad at that. Let me know in the comments down below if you ever encountered browning in your Sansevierias, and what do you do? Do you just let it go and let it rot, or do you cut it? throw away the bad parts, callus over the good parts, and start all over again. Definitely the cool thing about Sansevieria is that you can save them from situations like this and not just losing the whole plant. This is definitely one part of plant care, plant maintenance that is very important, is going through your plant and really looking at each section to see how it's doing. So I'm glad I was able to save these 3 cuttings from rotting entirely away. So this is the new look of my old and my new Spanto Sensation combined together. I stick my old ones in between as fillers and they blend really well together. And if I ever wanted to take a section because I wanted to sell, gift, or trade, I know there's a lot for me to take from, but this is considered a rare and expensive plant for me. So I'm gonna keep whatever I can and save them. In fact, I see one more section here that is rotting that I'm probably gonna cut right now. Why did I miss this? Crazy. I thought I checked the whole plant, but there's one section here that is rotting, and this is gonna stress me out. I can't just like have this plant live with a rotting section. Let me take this. All right, let me stick that back in there. Let me just cut that section off. Okay, all right, I think I'm good. No more fussing with the plant. I can continue to look and look and look, but I think that is it. Okay, yeah, we don't want no rotting on the plant. So 4 parts of the plant was not doing good, but it's okay. This can be a whole new plant, and if I wanted to, I could cut and make multiple, because I already have a nice size mother plant, and then I can make tons of cuttings off of it if I wanted to just experiment and have fun with it. But I hope you found this video relaxing, motivating, and maybe give you an idea that if you do come across the same plant that you have in your collection, and maybe you want to repurchase another one that you come across because of maybe it's bigger, maybe a certain leaf called to you, and you want to combine it with your original one. That's exactly what I did, and I love the look, and I was able to go through the plant and do some plant care and TLC. My allergies is acting up. Let's do a plant friend shout out before I wrap up today's video. This one is going to Rena, posted up a couple of days ago on my plant tour. It says here, love your home garden, especially the patio with the sound of the water fountain in the background is so relaxing with Miss Abby in the background. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channels. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads between the main channel Monday, Thursday, and the vlog channel Friday, Sunday. You get a video each and every day. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye!